The real-time environment I have created is based off the abandoned Japanese island Ikishima. Here are some references of Ikishima. When making my scene, I wanted it to feel like it was a part of Ikishima, like a section of it. So I got a very kind of big apartment building style for the main piece to cover with ivy to give it that abandoned look. I also got some destroyed trees, some old style Japanese trucks, one with ivy, some not. I got a tree stump with claw marks on it because I wanted there to be a bit more to this story. Like, I wanted to change it. Like, in the original island Ikishima, everyone just left when the mines dried up. But instead, I decided I'll put a little extra backstory there and say that maybe some monsters came out of the mines and that's why everybody left. There would have been a lot more props and a lot more to showcase that. But I ran out of time and the stuff I made ended up taking longer than I thought it would. When it comes to the optimization of the game, scene or level, I unfortunately couldn't get it optimized very well, as when I run the game, it runs about on 20 FPS and is quite laggy. Although it looks beautiful, the optimization definitely needs work if I want to continue with this project in the future. Here are all the models that I made myself. Here's the apartment building and the wireframe of it. Here's the windows that go onto the building. I put a texture of an image of broken windows onto them. The chain fence model I made as a way to keep the players in the area. The trees were, and the destroyed trees were to show that the monsters are the ones who probably knocked them down or created the claw marks. And the tools like the pickaxe, the hard hat, the flashlight, all those things were to showcase that this is a mining town, or it was a mining town, and everyone just packed up and left suddenly, leaving all these things behind. Like, what could it mean? What happened here? And you pick up these little pieces and you figure out that something more dark must have gone down. With the pickup truck, the old school Japanese pickup truck as seen on the screen now, that was to showcase the time that it was abandoned. 1950s-ish, maybe even earlier. These old school trucks were used everywhere in Japan back then. So yeah, that was just to really showcase the time and really ingrain it that this was when it was abandoned. The ivy placement on the buildings and this truck model were the two things in this scene that took me the longest to do. It took me ages to make and texture this truck and to hand place all these different pieces of ivy mesh onto the building. And that's why I couldn't end up making as many models as I wanted to for this project, but I do want to keep working on this, as I think this could be an amazing level that maybe somebody could use for something in the future. Now I've shown all the models that I've made in my scene. Here are the materials and textures that I made for these models in Substance Painter. I also did a different variant of the truck. I made a red version, and so I have a folder here with all the materials and textures for the red version of the truck. And here is the white version, and here is the red version in Substance Painter. So yeah, that basically does it. That's my scene for real-time environment. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to work on such an amazing project from a country that I am passionate about, Japan, and the abandoned islands that they have there, as I am constantly fascinated about it. So again, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed looking at my scene in more detail.